Tomorrow, Squad Busters will change forever. On May 29th, Squad Busters goes global and becomes the 6th global game along with Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, and Hay Day. And Boom Beach. Almost forgot about that one. This is the first global release in 6 years. So let's talk about Squad Busters, the journey it's about to go on, and whether or not it's ready to go global. The mere fact that we're questioning whether or not it should go global seems weird, but I have an interesting answer. This is kind of like the first day of class, and this is like a syllabus. What will define success in the class? What are we about to learn? Will you have to ask to pee, or can you leave on your own? We're gonna start by looking at day 1 of class. I don't know about this metaphor, but basically we're gonna look at day 1 of Squad Busters global release, which is a new season. Day 1, global release. So when Squad Busters releases, we will also have the Moonlight matchup season. With it comes 2 new megas, Magical Shelly and Kitsune Witch, and a new gem pass. But that's not all. The exclusive emotes for pre-registering or playing on Android and iOS should be released, along with all the pre-registration goodies. We get 10,000 coins, LT Gray, a common rare and epic chest, and an exclusive global emote, so kind of like Star Shelly for Squad Busters. We also get this nifty statue if we reach 40 million. We're crazy close, and I feel like we're just gonna get it, so that's cool. All of these rewards should be around for a month, if I remember correctly. What time will Squad Busters be released? So we know it's being released on the 29th, but what time is it actually gonna come out? Squad Busters will be released on nobody knows. Supercell might not even know yet. I'm gonna try and guess. It looks like the season ends around 3 a.m. EST, and EST is Eastern State Time. It's the time zone on the right side of the United States. So it could be released then, or it could be a few hours later. On the morning of May 29th at 7 a.m. EST, a Squad Busters ad, it's an ad, will release on their YouTube channel. Brawl Stars did the same in global release, and No Time to Explain is iconic. There's already a 20-second teaser out there, and there's like some really famous people in it. I'm glad they've reached the peak of their careers, and I say that somewhat unironically because Squad Busters is sick. It's a cool game. It does feel a little weird seeing celebrities in it. Brawl Stars had Ryan and Frank. Clash Royale had legendary YouTuber Chief Pat. I don't want to be a party pooper, but Ryan, Frank, and Chief Pat were so down to earth when they introduced the game. They were and are so passionate. Paula is the same way, and so I'm so glad she's here. And so I hope they stick with her and perhaps bring in 1 or 2 more people. Now, Supercell games have always had ads. Like the Clash Royale ones from back in the day, those are iconic.
With a duel.
But these actors, as far as I know, they're getting paid. Ryan, Frank, Paula, and probably Chief Pat also got paid, but they believe in the game so much that they are willing to put their personal reputation out there, and it paid off. Like, the ad is funny. Like, I'm trying not to be that guy, and we'll see what the full version looks like. It's only 20 seconds right now. But it's crazy to see this, because these actors are not cheap. I'm not really familiar with them, but we have Chris Hemsworth, who's Thor, Christina Ricci, sorry if I mispronounced any of these, Ken Jeong, Will Arnett, I just watched the Lego Batman movie 2 days ago, Dolph Lundgren, and Ayuli Cravaho, who's literally Moana. Like, that's Moana. I'm taking these from a random Reddit post. I can't actually verify these faces, but Supercell's not paying these actors for no reason. They want Squad Busters to succeed, which we'll define later. But it's really cool that they're going in like this. It's definitely a different feel from Ryan and Frank talking about the game, but Paula is the absolute GOAT. She feels super genuine, and I hope they can find another spokesperson who can match her love of the game. I mean, I'd represent Squad Busters. You wouldn't even have to pay me, Supercell. So the real answer is we don't know when Squad Busters releases. Personally, I'll be live streaming from this channel like the entire day. Unless I sleep in, I will try and get up when I can and just live stream the entire day. It should be really, really hype. I think the earliest it releases is 3 a.m. It could be 4 a.m. as well, because that's when Rush Wars came out and also when Brawl Stars updates. Could also be 7 a.m. along with the video, or maybe a bit before. But unless something goes wrong, and when you have an influx of, dare I say it, millions of players, things can happen. But I'd say 7 a.m. EST at the latest. But also, just to clarify, I have no idea. It could be any time on the day. May 29th is a Wednesday, which means that players with work or school cannot really play that day, or like not early in the day. Supercell is not randomly choosing Wednesday. Like, they have a reason. Saturday and Sunday would be way more accessible, but Wednesday allows them to build a wave that maybe can carry into the weekend. Also, then they can fix bugs, get the server fixed if anything happens, and get it all set up before the weekend. So it's unfortunate if you want to play immediately if you're busy, but I can see what they're trying to do here. Is Squad Busters ready to go global? It's not ready, except it kind of is, because it's okay to jump before you're ready. So I'll go through this, but let's talk about how prepared Squad Busters is to go global. First, regardless of whether or not Squad Busters should go global, it is. Squad Busters has been mass advertised in all their global Supercell games with 40 million pre-registrations. So they're not about to be like, hold on guys, we've heard your feedback, let's hold off. They are in too deep, but I commend them for going in that deep. Like, that's how you give a game a great start. But let's take a look at why it's not ready and then why it will still succeed. I've seen a lot of feedback on the game. Not really, I have like 800 subscribers, which is actually insane. Thank you for all the support. But I've read a lot online and there's a few things in the game which don't break it, but it's like, you do have a steep learning curve in the game, and that's like a personal thing. I haven't really seen people saying that. And then we have mega units and chess keys, which we won't go into that, but that's a talking point. Mega units are going to be really, really interesting because it looks like they're planning on releasing 2 mega units a month, so we'll see what happens. However, there's one key reason why Squad Busters isn't ready, and it's not the megas, it's the lack of trophies. But Splash, there are trophies in Squad League. It takes ages. As of this recording, there's like under 2,000 people in Squad League. Now, this doesn't mean that Supercell needs to add trophies. The key issue is that there's no reason to play past chess tickets. Technically, you do have Gem Pass, you have weekly quests, events, and those are cool, like really cool. Like Tara's event is really fun. It's literally free progression. But I've been streaming Squad Busters lately, and I'm having fun. The game is really fun. But once my chess tickets are done, I'm just playing to play, honestly. The big problem with Squad League is that you can't unlock it without progression. You need to evolve your characters enough to get there, and this puts a cap on how far you can make it down Squad Journey in one day. With Brawl Stars and Clash Royale in particular, day 1, you can play all you want, trying to push as many trophies as you can. You might suffer when your level 1 Primo goes up against a max hypercharged Shelly, but you can do that. And so I question if millions of people will download Squad Busters, they'll play the game, and then once their chess tickets and stuff are done, they'll be like, now what do I do? This isn't entirely fair. There's Gem Pass, and there's a lot to figure out in Squad Busters, alright? There is a lot to do, but it's just weird that to unlock new worlds of Squad Journey, you need portal energy. I also want to note that I am not a game developer. Like it or not, Supercell knows more about game development than most of us. Of course, they're still learning things and they still love feedback and everything, but balancing monetization while also creating a good free-to-play experience is really, really hard. Supercell is iconic and they've created some of the best games ever. And Boom Beach. I played Boom Beach in high school. It was fun. Like, I'll stop with the Boom Beach slander. I didn't play Squad Busters until like a month ago, so I don't know a lot, but I'd guess that when they were making Squad Busters, they realized that some players, they'd make it to Beach World, and then they'd have like 2 characters unlocked, and their loot pools during games would be absolutely awful. Or something like that. I don't know. Basically, Squad Busters is a game that relies heavily on characters, whereas with like Clash Royale, you just need 8 cards, and you can use that one deck as long as you want. I don't think this problem is easy to fix. I really don't have any solutions, and I don't know if I should even be saying this if I don't have any solutions, but this is the one thing I've noticed while live streaming, right? You need something to push for, right? When you're live streaming as a content creator, it's really cool. Can we get to like, you know, rank 35 in Brawl Stars? Can we get to this league? Can we get to this trophy amount? It's really, really cool. Squad Busters needs something to push for, and I don't think Masteries will solve it. There needs to be like some goal. This ties into another thing. There's no reason to win in Squad Busters before Squad League. Like, yes, your chests are better, but you really don't get punished for losing. And personally, I want to have high-level Squad Busters matches where the stakes are on the line. Like, that'd be fun, but I'm so far away from Squad League. However, the minute Squad Busters gets competitive, now chess keys and megas start to decide who wins and who loses. Problems open up, so I really don't know how Squad Busters tackles this. I can see how the current system works. Basically, you only get to Squad League if you have enough progression to compete, and that way no one's super under leveled when they're competing. If they made Squad League more accessible, then people with under leveled units would go in and just get absolutely clobbered. Or maybe they wouldn't even be able to play because they don't have enough characters. Additionally, I can understand not having Squad League like super duper early. I feel like it's nice to have some starter matches just to get into the game. If you download Squad Busters to try it out and get absolutely clobbered immediately by like 4-star Shellys, you're just gonna delete the app, and that's not good. I have seen a lot of people mention game modes. I do wonder if like a choose your own deck mode or like a survival mode will come, and those would be super fun. Like new modes, I could definitely see that coming, but there needs to be some sort of progress with wins. I know Squad Busters has this with Squad League, but will players be willing to wait to get there? It could take months of just joining the game, getting your daily chess tickets, and then logging off and just doing that until you have enough progression. Squad Busters will have to deal with this on the day of global release and beyond. It doesn't feel complete without some sort of ranking. I also want to mention skins. I know skins were available previously. I don't know what's going on with them, but skins would really make the game feel complete as well. Like Clash Royale didn't have skins for the longest time, but like I hope they had skins to the past at some point, right? It would just be so nice and stuff. And then we'll talk about this later, but there's other things like masteries and clans that will likely come with time. So I don't think the current system is the best option right now. I wish I had a good solution to this, but I feel like it's not as easy as just like, you can't just add trophies necessarily. Like I think it is going to run into complications. The one thing I can think of is making it so you can choose your characters. With Squad Busters, every single time you go in a match, you just select amount of characters. You have 15 characters that are in your loot pool. And the reason they don't just give you every single character in the game is is because you want to get fusions and stuff. If the loot pool is too big, you're never going to get fusions. You're just going to get one of each character and it's just going to stack up. And so one option, and this can't really happen right now because there aren't enough characters, but as more characters are added, it'll be easier for new players to get to that 15 character mark, or maybe they only need 10 characters. I don't know. And then you can make it so that people can draft the characters they want, kind of just like Clash Royale decks where they choose the characters they want, and then they'll add some strategy and like what characters do you bring in. But then that also brings in like more complications in a sense, because if you could choose your deck, then you'd want to change it based on the modifier. Like honestly, it's really nice going to match and just getting what I get. It's nice not having to draft a deck and think about all that. But I don't know, just some thoughts out there. I'm curious to see where it goes, all right? Like no matter what, Squad Busters is going to look completely different over the next few years, and it's going to be really exciting to see what happens. But for that reason, Squad Busters is not ready. But here's why Squad Busters will still succeed. Squad Busters will succeed. Just looking at Squad Busters, Supercell is going all out. They're advertising Squad Busters across all their games, and they have Thor. If I'm a higher up at Supercell and I spend millions of dollars on something, my job is on the line. I better make that money back and more. Plus, you have Paula stepping away from one of the best games to ever exist to come to Squad Busters. She doesn't want to leave Brawl Stars just for Squad Busters to die out. There's huge motivation for the team to make Squad Busters succeed. We'll eventually discuss what defines success, but basically, it's just a lot of people playing Squad Busters and enjoying it. And the thing is, putting millions of dollars into something does not guarantee success. Two easy examples are CNN Plus and Disney's Star Wars Hotel. You can also look at Clash Mini, Everdale, Heyday Pop, Rush Wars. Supercell put money into these games, and depending on how you define success, they did not succeed. I know Clash Mini is a weird situation, but these are all games that Supercell put money into and then killed off. The thing is, no matter what, Squad Busters will have a player base. Like it already does, even before Global, and there are enough players playing it where Supercell could release elite wild characters and 15-star evolutions and people would still play. The player base will grow and shrink, but it'll always be there. But really quick, okay, we're gonna diss Boom Beach some more. I don't know how much money Boom Beach makes, but it gets updated. It's got a player base that other game developers would kill to have. But if Squad Busters gets the same cultural relevance as Boom Beach, it would probably be seen as disappointing. Like Supercell's putting all this money behind Squad Busters. Here's the key thing. I am no expert, all right? Like I'm just a guy. Like I strongly believe what I'm saying, but I'm about to pull this next part out of my brain. Part of the reason Boom Beach is not as big as the other games is just because of the gameplay. Like it has great gameplay, but it's niche. It doesn't appeal to as wide of an audience. I never played Clash Mini. I would if it had gone global, but it was an auto battler, I think, which is another like niche category, which isn't going to appeal to as many people. And so I do think that Squad Busters can appeal to more people than Boom Beach and Clash Mini. There's still more of a learning curve than like Clash Royale, for example. Clash Royale's got it down. Like you play one game and you're like, I got this. But Squad Busters honestly has that potential where it could appeal to a lot of players. It has a lot of strategy in like what you pick and where you go. And I know that when you battle another squad, you have no idea what's going on. Really quick, just to discuss that, this is going to be an aspect of the game. Squad Busters recently released a video and kind of confirmed this.
When crossing paths with another player, you will need to look at your squad size and composition and quickly assess if you are ready to fight or if you need to run and keep farming loot instead.
To play Squad Busters, you're gonna have to learn whether or not to go in on a 1v1. It's a feature, not a bug. And I think it can work. Squad Busters is really, really fun. There's a lot of confusion, and honestly, it could take years to figure out what the best strategies are, or we may never. And I feel like that's part of the fun of it, right? Like, it's honestly one of the most unique games ever. I can't think of any game that's quite like Squad Busters. So with Squad Busters, it has the foundation to be a really widely played game, and all Supercell has to do is keep going. I say that really confidently, but I honestly don't know and stuff, but I'm pretty sure. After Global, they will be sitting on an overwhelming amount of feedback and data like I can't even imagine, but as long as they keep putting time into making the game better, it will get there. It may not get there on global release. Honestly, we'll probably see a huge number of players in the first week, and then it'll get smaller and smaller until it hits a baseline. But I hope that like when the shrinkage happens, Supercell stays the course. If they're willing to try crazy things and take risks, which Squad Busters in itself is a huge risk, Squad Busters will get there. It's currently on track to be an amazing game. And I think with everything they're doing, they're putting a really good foot forward on global release. So Squad Busters will succeed. And honestly, I think it already has with just the amount of players and attention it has. But there's also a lot of buzz right now that will possibly die down. But just to define it, Squad Busters succeeds when it's a fun game that lots of people play. I don't know. Like, Supercell will define it in their own terms. I'm not sure what they're looking for. But honestly, Squad Busters is a fun game that lots of people play already. Like, it's doing well and it's on track to get even better. However, if we're talking about being like a really, really big game, I think it will be. It's kind of hard to define it and it may not happen immediately, but in the next 5 years, there's going to be a point where it's like, holy heck, This is an amazing game. Brawl Stars was honestly an amazing game from the start, but looking at where it is right now, it is blowing up like crazy, and it took them 5 years to make that happen. I've played Brawl Stars since Global, and it's honestly hard to pinpoint a moment when the game felt really amazing, because it's always felt amazing, but really it was just building fantastic updates on top of each other over and over again until the game just became a supernova. I also think one of the reasons Brawl Stars really took off was because of how passionate the team is. I want to highlight 2 examples, and I'm really cherry picking these, alright? I really am. In Brawl Stars, and this is like ages ago, alright? I just remember this as an example. Someone asked the game lead Frank, why don't they just let everyone have max brawlers in ranked mode, right? Because there's like a competitive mode in Brawl Stars. Why don't they make all the power levels even, so that's all about skill? And Frank basically said, we need to monetize the game to pay our team, all right? Like, we just need to make money, and this is one of the ways we do it. He was very, very upfront and real. Now let's look at Clash Royale, and I'm cherry picking these. I am, all right? Like, I don't know. At one point, they removed gems from masteries, replacing them with gold. But the thing is, you could have spent those gems to get an equal amount of gold. And so now in spending gems on whatever you want, you only get gold here, and that's fine, right? If they want to make that change, they can do that, but they played it off as a buff. They're like, oh, people need more gold, so we're going to do this, but it wasn't a buff. There's also a few other examples, such as telling everyone that there will be no gold with level 15.
Yeah, we're here to announce you how much gold it will cost to go to level 15 and... No gold! We heard your feedback loud and clear. Adding another level to grind gold for... that doesn't work.
And then making elite wildcard progress to get level 15 insanely slow.
So once the update drops, you're about a third of the way. If you're fully maxed right now, you're a third maxed. 14 to 15, 2/3 progression, locked behind a single level.
Just to put this in, you should never ever harass a game developer. It's just not a cool thing to do, and it isolates the devs from the community even more. But when it feels like the dev team is trying to trick the players, there's a bit of a strained relationship that happens there. On the other hand, when Brawl Stars released Power 10 and 11 in one update, which is just a lot to take in one update, they were honest with people. They were like, we're looking at all the data, we're gonna keep things as they are for now, we're gonna continue listening to feedback, and eventually they did make changes, which they didn't have to do. To be clear, it is very hard to run a game, right? Games have to make money or they cannot continue making the game better. Both the Clash Royale team and Brawl Stars teams are good people who want their games to succeed. But I hope that Squad Busters follows Brawl Stars in being honest. It's gonna be a balance because like Brawl Stars is doing this thing right now where they say that free rewards are free, but then you have to pay to unlock the free rewards. Hopefully Squad Busters never does that. Whatever. They have to make money, I guess. I don't know. If you didn't know, Paula, who's basically the face of Squad Busters, used to be on the Brawl Stars team and she came here. She was a fantastic community manager and we are incredibly lucky, and I hope that she and the rest of the team can really connect with the community. The videos that are out are already fun, so I look forward to Squad Talk. Squad Talk just sounds so funny, but I assume that's what they'll call it. So even if the game isn't perfectly ready, it should still go global. I honestly don't think the game will ever be perfectly ready, so at a certain point, you just gotta release it and do your best from there. If Supercell waited until it was perfect, it would never be released. And not to get too deep, but that's how a lot of things work. If you wait until things are perfect to follow your dreams, you might never pursue them. The future. We are 1 day away from the beginning of Squad Busters. I guess it's already started, but Squad Busters is about to go on a journey. Think about like Mega Knight in Clash Royale or Edgar in Brawl Stars. They were not there when those games were first released, but they're iconic. We are about to see iconic moments in Squad Busters play out. Squad Busters is in its earliest forms, and it's gonna be exciting to see what happens. So for this last part, I'd like to share my hopes and dreams. I'm scared to share these because they may not happen, but like, let's go for it, huh? Here's the things that will come to Squad Busters. Like, it's just like, these will happen. I'm just trying to like predict things. First, clans. I'm pretty sure they've been hinted at in some way, but like clans will come. It's just like a thing. Masteries as well. I don't know if Clash of Clans has masteries, but it just feels right. It could take years, but I feel like they're coming. We know 5-star units are coming. We know Ice World is coming. I was actually going to make a video predicting the Ice Wizard was coming, but if you look right now in the App Store, spoiler alert, you can literally see him like crazy. Also, skins will come. I know they're already in game. Squad Busters is really chaotic, and so I think it'll be difficult to balance skins so that they look cool but are also recognizable. But skins are like so monetizable. Like, skins are coming. We're also looking at a ton of new megas, characters, and worlds. Supposedly we're gonna get 2 new megas every single month, and that's gonna be a lot very quickly. Now I hope the Squad Buster team connects to the community and, you know, creates a great game and everything, but I really hope to see Squad Busters esports, all right? I know Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Brawl Stars all have their esports. I'm not quite sure how it would work, right? If game modes do come to Squad Busters, that could come into play, but I could really see Squad Busters being like Fortnite, where the esports people just spectate randomly around the map, and maybe like whoever gets the most points in 5 rounds wins or something. I don't know how it would work, but Brawl Stars esports, it is possible, and it would be so sick, all right? Like, we are very far away from that, but we actually already have replays in game, which is just absolutely insane. Like, imagine this. this. Imagine 10 pro players battling it out, right? There would be some RNG involved, but it would be about what you're gonna do with the RNG, right? And hopefully the RNG doesn't decide too many things. That's also why I could see some sort of deck mode working where you choose the characters that are in your pool. But if they do ever do this, they are gonna have to solve mega units, right? Like imagine chasing someone down in a 100,000 tournament and then they just pull out El Tigre and destroy you. Like that'd be so funny. I also have my own goals right here, right? I want to hit 1,000 subscribers, but we're almost there, which I am super honored about. Thank you for all the support. I want to be in the circle of Squad Busters YouTubers, right? If you look at all the games, there's like a handful of YouTubers for each game, and then there's Orange Juice Gaming, who's just like in all of them for some reason. I want to be in the Squad Busters YouTube squad. I want to get a creator code. I'd love to do esports commentary someday, although I tried esports commentary the other day and it was actually really, really hard. Oh no. They take it out. Oh my god, what an Amber play. What an Amber play. I do think it's possible for the Squad Busters YouTube channel to grow. We just need to lock in. Like, I can't be lazy, and I really appreciate all the motivating comments. Like, it has been so influential. I wrote a script for this video, and it's like 3,800 words. Like, I basically just wrote an essay on Squad Busters. Like, wow. So yeah, Squad Busters is about to go crazy, and I hope to make the most of it. I hope to be there for every update, and just try and explore as much of the journey as we can as it goes along. Because Squad Busters, with every single update, it will constantly be changing. And so I want to experience every part of the game while we can. I'm sure the creators are crazy excited, and so am I. So here we go. Like and subscribe, have a beautiful day, and be sure to brush your teeth.
Common rare. New character, Pam.
No way, I just got Pam. No way. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's sick. I've never got a character from a chest before.